YouTube? FXG here with a PGA lineup for the Arnold Palmer Invitational coming up here in a couple days, a little less than 2 days. My lineup I gave on YouTube last week, Striker and I think Luke Donald, and I think maybe even Lahiri did not make the cut, but I did change it at the last second like I happen to do all the time, which I'm going to have to start posting my last minute changes on YouTube, because it seems like my YouTube lineups here lately have not been too great. I mean, a lot of them have cashed in at the minimum, but just not too much higher than the minimum here lately. And this was one of my lineups that cashed in the single entry, the $12 single entry. That one, it was like $12 to enter, won $30 with 420 points. Laird was the only one who missed a cut. I ended up changing every single one of my lineups, and I had Adam Hadwin in almost every lineup. Bill Haas did terrible. I expected him to do a lot better. Glover did what I was hoping. Duffner as well. Hendrick, I expected him to win, top 2 or 3 or so. In the birdie, I only entered 3 times, but this lineup did even better, with Striker missing the cut. If I had put in almost anybody over him, I would have won even more. This one it was only $20. That's why I don't play the birdie but a couple times, even for such a high points like this. If I would have got 459 in this contest, it would have shot me all the way up to, what is this, right about here. I would have placed tied for 61st with somebody, which would have won me $60 instead of $30. But it's alright. You just wanted to see my other crappy lineups. Striker and Martin screwed me bad. And then I guess I only did have Adam in one of the 3. But my couple other lineups I had Adam Hadwin, sorry about that, in there. Alright, but let's go ahead and move on to this week. There'll be a little bit of FanDuel and DraftKings. I'll do FanDuel last. I'm really excited for FanDuel because a lot of people say they're not going to enter heavy into it, but I think that they should do the opposite. If you know golf, I think you should enter it quite a bit, because a lot of people are claiming that they're not going to be too heavy in it, so you should take advantage of that. And that's what I'm going to do. But let's go ahead and move on to my top picks. My top 2 picks are going to be Henrik Stenson and Ricky Fowler. Expecting one of these two to get the W. Let's look at Henrik Stenson's. He's done everything but win here, so I think he's going to get the W here at the Arnold Palmer. It's in Florida. He lives in Florida, so it's very possible. His recent history is also pretty good. Fowler, it's not amazing, but I expect him to contend. He's just such a good golfer. My next pick is going to be somebody that's slightly cheap, because I'm assuming because he didn't do so well last week. He got cut, but if anybody paid attention, he had gotten sick apparently, and he was not feeling well. So with his course history here, I think he's going to do fairly well. A top 10 is what I'm thinking. I mean, he could win it. That would be awesome. But I'm thinking a top 10. My 4th pick is going to be Martin. Where is he at? Sorry about that. I was thinking he was 7,600. I'm going to have to type it in. 7,400. I wrote that down wrong. 7,400. He doesn't have any past history here, but as you can tell, it's been ages since he's missed cuts, so he's very chalky. And I'm hoping to stick him in quite a few of my lineups and hope for a top 20, top 25 or so. My next pick is going to be Glover, all the way down at 6,700. He's done okay here. He's missed cut twice, 27th last week or last year. I mean, I would be happy for something like this again. You know, he's done better, but I expect him to do pretty well. His last 2-3 is pretty decent. My next pick, I was having a little trouble because I like CHIII, but I'm one of them people that do not like to use all of my cap. But this is a single entry contest, so you could easily go with CHIII. I mean, he's fallen off a little bit. He's still going to make the cut, I would think. It'd be very rare, very crazy for him not to make the cut. But to make my lineup a bit different, I went ahead and went with Lahiri. He also doesn't, I don't have his, yeah I do. He doesn't have any past history really. He got 5th in the Indian Open, Honda Classic, he did 11th. He didn't do too well at the Genesis Open, but that'll be alright. He did, those two are also Euro tournaments right there. 25th at the Career Builder. He should be able to make the cut regardless, and even I wouldn't be surprised if he plays top 25, top 30, something like that. He's I think he's one that's that's always hitting birdies. Yeah, he's a birdie monster at times. I really like him. But CH3, he's also chalky. I wouldn't mess with using all the cap in a contest where you can enter like 100, 150 times, something like that. But I might at the last second go to CH3, or even this was Graham, the Canadian. I also had him in there at one point. He does not have a very good course history. He missed cut once, and the other time he placed like 56, something like that. But his last 4 tournaments, all top 25s, is just phenomenal. I also like him. But here is another lineup that I had made for the birdie. Wesley Bryan is a guy that doesn't have much, if any, history here, but I mean his last 3 is just amazing. Same thing with Tony. I was on him last week in a couple of my lineups, even though he didn't have much of a past history at the Valspar, and he placed 5th. I like him. Tyrell Hatton, he's a Euro who doesn't always play in PGA, but he does a lot. He's just really, really good. I'm thinking he can get a top 10, a little bit higher than I'd like. I like his price on FanDuel. Though Kisner, he's awesome. A lot of these guys, Kisner is another guy that I don't think has a history here, but I like his form and how he's been playing recently. I like him. Stenson, obviously, I'm just thinking he's going to get the W here. Just like whenever I said DJ would get the W at the a handful of tournaments ago, because he had done everything but win. Hopefully I'm right again, and it'll be Stenson. Let's check out FanDuel real quick. As you can see, a lot of these are the same people I chose. Jason Korkak, only reason I'm not on him in DraftKings is because he is extremely cheap here. He's like 7,900. So I may make a separate video for FanDuel. I don't like to make super long videos. I'm already up to 9 minutes. But these are the people I like in FanDuel. You know, you want to choose cheaper people for the first 2 rounds, of course, and who you think is definitely gonna make the cut. With these 4, I mean, I'd be shocked if these 4 didn't make the cut. Pat Perez, I'm also on DraftKings a little bit, but we'll have to see. But that's going to be it this week, you guys, for PGA. I didn't do UFC last week. I got the first 4 UFC fights right, but after that, the last 2 wrecked. NASCAR, not so great. I may do it. I'm not doing so well in it, so it's just hard to tell. But that's going to be it this week, guys. Peace out.